Hey, I really need you to do me a favor. It's really important. Could you double my allowance for this month? I'm so poor at the moment because I spent so much money on my wedding and everything this month. It's going to be fabulous. You understand, right? I need everything to be perfect, so I really need some extra cash for myself this month. Please and thank you.
Okay, now hold on just a minute. So you're getting married this month? But you said that you were going to become a housewife. Is this really necessary? Do you actually need more money?
Of course I do. How could you ask that? Getting married costs a lot of money these days. Don't you understand that? Honestly, I'm not that surprised that you said that since you're not actually my real parent anyway. You've never been kind to me.
Really, Lucia, you know that's not true. I'm always kind to you and do what I can for you. As you should know, I don't have a lot of money and I've never been very wealthy either. When you ask these sorts of things, it puts me right on the edge of my seat. I don't know how you're going to react.
Yeah. That's what you say to me all the time. Up until now, you've always been nagging me. It's been so annoying. I thought you were thinking about me and how I'd get by financially. But even then, you still can't afford to give me any money. It's ridiculous.
Lucia, why would you say something like that? I have always told you how much I'll support you in your decisions and help you out. I think about you a lot, Lucia. Don't you know that? Otherwise, I wouldn't have made such an effort to raise you well.
Well, it was only convenient for you to look after me. There's no other way to say it. You probably only wanted to look after me to prove you're a good auntie. Up until now, everything you've done you've complained about, and you've always got something to say about my actions. Do you even want to come to my wedding this month, Aunt Maya?
Hey, Lucia, come on, don't be like that. You know that's not true. I'm really looking forward to the wedding and watching you walk down the aisle. You're almost like a daughter to me, and I've worked hard to raise you as best I can. I'll do whatever it takes for you to achieve your dream goals.
But aren't you just saying that to stay on my good side? It's all just lip and no meaning. Maya, if you want me to live my dreams, give me some much money then. You do know that brides spend a lot of money on their weddings, right? Since they only get to do it once in their lives. I need money to spend on getting my nails done, massages, and the salon so I can look beautiful for my wedding day. But of course, you wouldn't know that, would you, Maya, since you've never been married before.
And do you know how many times I've heard this conversation from you before, Lucia? Come to think of it, your mom was also spending a lot of money before her wedding day, too. She lost quite a bit of weight and she spent a lot of money on salons, cosmetics, and other things. She looked so beautiful.
Exactly. She did that. That's why I'm spending my money on that and working hard to do it. And Maya, surely you can help me out here. I need to look my best.
Well, I want to help you, really I do, but it's not that easy for me to just give you a lot of money to spend on so many luxurious things when I don't have a lot of money myself. I really don't have a lot of money to give you, Lucia. I'm really sorry. I just can't give you any money right now. I transferred some allowance into your bank account this month, didn't I? You've got a job as well. Can you make ends meet on your own? Surely you must have quite a lot of savings building up in your account, yeah?
You don't understand, Aunt Maya. I'm barely making ends meet each month. That's why I'm living such a tough life right now. Am I not important enough to you that you can't sacrifice just a little bit of your hard-earned cash?
But you're a full-grown adult now, Lucia. I can't just keep giving you money when I need it to live myself. It's a really tough situation for me right now as well, you know?
Yeah, but I'm going to be getting married soon, and then after that, all I'll be is a housewife. I'm already starting the process of quitting my job. I'll eventually run out of money to spend. My bank account will be sitting at zero. I can't have that. I won't be able to earn my own money anymore. It's going to be an even worse situation than I'm in now. It's going to be impossible to live.
Look, I get where you're coming from, but do you even want to be a housewife, Lucia? You don't have to be a housewife if you don't want to. If you need to have a lot of money to be able to do anything, shouldn't you just continue on working even after you get married?
But my dream has always been to become a housewife and a mother eventually. I always saw you working hard on your own for such a long time, Aunt Maya. Of course, a lot of women marry rich men and have their husbands provide for them. I thought that to have a happy life, you need to live elegantly and full of riches.
Well, as you know, I turned out to be a teacher and I loved my job. Lucia, happiness is different for each person, so I think whatever you do will be fine. But if you only stick to one way of thinking, when the time comes, you might become miserable and you won't be able to protect your thoughts and feelings, okay?
You're not making any sense, Auntie. I've got no idea what you're talking about. Your life changed when you decided to raise me as your own child. You just want to reaffirm your way of life, right? It's so miserable. I don't want to live the way you did. I want to live a wealthy life.
I know your life changed a lot when you were younger with your parents' sudden car accident. I was shocked too. I was so upset because I had the responsibility of raising a child thrust upon me because of your parents' death. It's a scary situation for everyone involved. But I still liked the way my life turned out because I got to raise you. I know it's hard to think about, but don't you like the way your life turned out?
What the heck are you on about? Are you trying to act like the tragic heroine in this story? You're trying to find a loophole in making me feel bad, aren't you? You're just wanting to hurt me, aren't you? Since I ruined your life plan?
You know that I said nothing of the sort, Lucia. You're blowing this way out of proportion.
Well, from my perspective, you're always complaining about things and how you wish things were different. That you worked so hard until you almost fell over. What an absolute joke, Auntie. You're not funny, you know. We all know I'm the one who ruined what you wanted to do.
Look, I'm really sorry that you feel this way, but I think you're being really unreasonable right now. Sometimes you say so many extreme things.
Yeah, well, you're just an old lady who doesn't understand that we need to be selfish to stay useful and achieve our dreams. You're the one who chose to give it all up. But of course, you only kept your mouth shut about it all because you didn't want other people to hear you complaining about how stressful it was to raise me. I better tell you, my wedding dress is going to be bright red. No matter what you tell me to do, my mind's been made up. That's the dress I'm going for. I'm not going back on my decision, so would you please put your money towards buying me a stunning wedding dress? Please and thank you.
Oh my God, what did you just say? I wasn't even talking about your wedding dress at all. You don't listen to me. Are you seriously going to have your wedding dress be bright red? I think that's a bit too much. Don't you think so?
Ugh, you're always like this. You turn it around and make it about yourself. It's always about Auntie Maya, everybody. Are you going to tell me it's not traditional? That it's not culturally acceptable? I guess you want to complain some more now, huh?
No, I'm not complaining, Lucia. I'm just saying that you say really extreme things sometimes and you don't realize how hurtful those things are. It's your wedding, so you can do whatever you want. If you're going to cause trouble to other people, you need to stop and think before you act. That's what I hope you were doing up until now, but it's your wedding and your choices. I hope you'll be happy with what you choose to do.
Wow. Has your way of thinking changed since you've aged dramatically? Auntie, I definitely thought you'd have something to complain about.
Why do you think that? I'm not that bad, am I? Up until now, I think I've given you the freedom to do whatever you want. However, I have always scolded people for things that have caused other people some trouble. But it seems like something you've been doing to people lately.
Yeah. It's always my fault, isn't it, Auntie? I'm the one who always creates trouble for everyone else, don't I?
I'm not saying you've always been causing trouble, Lucia. You're really not paying attention to what I'm saying, are you?
I kind of missed giving you crap like that when I was a child, but it's okay. Just forget what I said to you. Anyway, I'll say that the color of my wedding dress is none of your business. I just wanted to tell you that that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's fine. Just do whatever you like, dear. Thanks for telling me, I suppose. I'm looking forward to your wedding ceremony. It's going to be great.
Wow, I can't believe that it's almost time for Lucia's wedding soon. I'm already so nervous for her.
Why are you nervous, Mom? What am I going to do with you? I've got everything prepared, so it'll be fine.
Oh yes, of course you do, sweetie. Gosh, let me tell you a story, Maya. When I attended your sister's wedding, I was even more nervous than she was, to the point I was sweating profusely. I remember all of you laughing in my armpit stains. It was a crazy time.
Ah, yes. Now that I think about it, I remember what's happening. But now this time it's going to be your granddaughter's wedding, okay? There's no need for you to be nervous about her getting married at all. You'll be fine, Mom.
Yeah, I think I will be too. I hope. After all, she's a beautiful lady that was raised by a strong and inspirational woman. But yeah, I've also have many things to think about.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so, but you don't have to worry about a thing. Just let me do it if something doesn't go right. Don't lift a finger, Mom.
I mean, look, you took the responsibility of taking care of Lucia and raising her. Is that what you meant when you said you wanted to protect my body? I think that's why I feel so indebted to you for doing that. Am I correct in saying that?
That's something that you shouldn't worry about anymore. We all knew it would be too much for you to take on Lucia. Besides, Lucia's my sister's daughter, and I was going to be the guardian if something happened to them. There is no question as to who should have raised Maya. I knew I had to step up, and you helped along the way.
Even so, it was my own daughter who passed away, so I feel guilty in not doing as much as I should have. I should have been the one to raise Lucia.
That shouldn't be how it works, Mom. Just the fact that you think that breaks my heart. You know you weren't well back then. I'm really glad that you're all healed up now, but that's just a result of what happened. I've been working as an office lady since then, so I've got plenty of things to give.
Maya, that's not exactly what you did. You've made a lot of sacrifices for Lucia. I do know that you worked hard to earn money. You quit your job at a company that required you to do a lot of overtime, and you made the time to raise your child. Instead, you worked part-time so you could spend time with Lucia. Before I knew it, you were working from home and things were changing and...
Yes, Mom, I know, but I really can't do much about the situation I'm in right now. I've recently been earning a bit of money and enjoying life for myself. But since I'm the one who raised Lucia, I also need to pay for some of her living expenses. I didn't want her to live in poverty, so I did my best to give her what she needed. It was more for my own sake that I did that. I think I wanted her to have things that other kids her age had, like the popular toys and games.
Wow, my dear daughter. I just want you to know that you've done a great job with Lucia. I'm sure your big sister would be very grateful for what you've done for her.
Yeah, I really hope Lucia's mom and dad would be really thankful for all the things I've given to their daughter. But if both of them hadn't gotten caught in that car accident, I'm sure Lucia would be in a lot happier place right now.
Hey, now you don't need to think about that too much, Maya. We'll never know what it would have been like if they survived. You can't think about the what-ifs because they'll never happen. Besides, I'm sure you did the best you could, and I don't think you would have done anything wrong. You had to make the most out of a bad situation. But also, you don't have to be totally responsible for Lucia's life. She's an adult now and needs to realize what the big wide world is like.
Yeah, I do know that. It's just going to be so hard to do this to her after what happened to her parents.
Hey, you did your best with raising the child, Maya. Don't discredit anything you did for her. Even though you were her age when you started to raise her, you were in love, but you gave up on that. You worked hard to raise Lucia, and you gave up so much, so now it's time to think about your own happiness. Nobody else's, Maya.
Ah, yes, I suppose I should think about that more often. There wasn't the time to fall in love back then. I was once able to keep my husband happy before Lucia lost her parents, but I couldn't even do that after everything changed.
You're way too kind to everyone but yourself, Maya. Don't you think you're sacrificing your own happiness to please others? What about doing what you want for a change, yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to change my mindset to do that now. At the time, I was desperately pleasing everyone around me. So these days, I finally realized that if I want to live the life I want to lead, I do want to be happy and have someone to love. There are times when I wish that I could be with someone and we can achieve our dreams together. Well, if I can find a partner to do that with.
It would be so nice if you could meet someone and do so many things with them. It would be lovely to see you so happy again. Wow, it's so rare for you to say something like that when you're thinking about other people. It's nice to hear you're thinking about what you want, dear. Do you know anyone who would want to meet up with you? Is there already someone that's ticking those boxes for you?
No, it's not quite like that yet, Mom, but I've recently been in contact with someone that I think has a really great personality. But I don't know if they're intending to take the next step yet. I'm not really sure if we want the same things or not. I won't do anything yet, but maybe once everything calms down with Lucia, then maybe I'll make a move. It'll give me peace of mind.
Well, I really hope that goes well for you, my dear. Hang in there, Maya. You're doing so great, and I'm really proud of you for everything you've achieved so far in life. I'm really proud to have a daughter like you who's caring and supportive of other people, but is also thinking about her own happiness now.
Aw, thank you, Mom. I really appreciate your kindness and support. If Lucia felt the same way towards me, I'd feel even more appreciated. I don't know how this other person feels about me, so I hope they appreciate what I do for them too. I feel so depressed right now, Mom. I just feel a bit lost at how to cope with things right now.
Oh, honey, I'm sure that's not true. I bet you 100% that Lucia's grateful for everything you do or try to do for her.
Well, I really hope so, Mom. I really hope she feels that way towards me. It would make me feel so sad if she didn't.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here? Why did you come for? Why did you come and show your wrinkly face around here?
Oh, Lucia, I don't know what you mean by that. I came because I'm your auntie and we're family. I was just really looking forward to the wedding day, so I thought I'd show up a little bit earlier. Why don't you pour me some wine once we see each other? That would be good, right?
What the heck are you talking about, Auntie? I suppose it's only natural for some old lady to just show up, even though they weren't invited, right? I'm going to pour myself a beer so that I can relax and calm down. I can't believe this.
Some old lady? Who are you talking about? Me? Don't you know that I'm the one who raised you? I'm not some old lady. I'm your Auntie Maya.
Even though you turn around and say that you raised me to every single person you know, you've got no idea who I am as a person. We're more like strangers to each other. The only people that I want at the ceremony are close family, so everyone else should just go home. And I'm talking about you, Maya. So, bye-bye now, and don't come near me.
What on earth is going on here? Are you seriously telling me to leave the wedding ceremony? But I'm your family, Lucia. How am I nothing but a stranger to you when I was the one who raised you since your parents died? You're not making any sense.
Look, I said what I said, all right? We're strangers to each other. I don't want you here at my wedding. I'm busy with trying to organize my wedding here. You're such a patronizing old hag that's nothing for me and refuses to give me any money for the wedding. Go home now, and don't even try to come back.
I can't believe you just called me that. I thought you appreciated me a bit more than that. Fine, I'll go home then.
Good. You should do as you're told, you wrinkly old hag. Also, I don't want anything to do with you, so I'm cutting you out of my life. I don't want to hear from you or see you ever again. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and good luck with whatever you're going to do, which is most likely nothing.
All right then, Lucia, be that way. If you do this, there's no going back, so I hope in your head that you've made the right decision for yourself.
Excuse me? You need to pick up your phone right now. How dare you ignore my phone calls? This is important. Where the heck did you go in such a hurry? You need to get back here immediately. I mean it.
Well, you cutting me off was short-lived now, wasn't it? What are you talking about now, Lucia? You were the one who chased me away from here. If you wanted me to stay, you should have been a bit nicer to me. I'm already at home, and I don't plan on leaving it anytime soon.
Look, I understand all that, all right? But now I'm telling you to get back here, okay? What's so wrong with asking that?
Okay. What seems to be the problem now? What's so urgent that you need my help? I thought I was a stranger to you now, Lucia. You can't just say something terrible to me and then ask for my help. It doesn't work like that in the real world.
That's so not true. Fine. I take it all back. I didn't mean it, all right? It was just a bad fleeting thought I had since you weren't helping me out financially, okay? I just thought that you were supposed to be like a mother to me. I thought that you could do anything. Please, just come back here. I need your help.
Well, I'm sorry, dear. I'm afraid I can't get back over there. I've got beer all over my clothes. It would be illegal to drink and drive, you know. I'm also super disappointed in your attitude towards me, so I don't really want to be around you if you're going to speak like that to me.
Oh, come on, Aunt Maya. Don't say things like that. I really didn't mean to say what I did to you. You're my mother, right? I had no idea that you were going to do something at the wedding. I can't believe you were asked to give a speech by your relatives at the venue. All of our family members are really upset with me sending you away. If you're not here, I can't have the ceremony anymore. It would be a disaster.
Oh, is that what's going on? I had no idea they were going to feel this strongly about me not being there. But I had a feeling that something like this was going to happen after the way you've been talking to me lately. I suppose I must have said something to them while I was on my way out. They must be so upset that you drove me away like this.
Why would you say that to them when it's none of their business when it comes to our relationship? It makes me sound like I'm the bad guy.
Well, have you thought that maybe you're the bad guy in all this because you deny that I've helped you in any way for your entire life? I didn't want to be the bad guy, so someone obviously is, and I guess it's you. They were the ones that asked me why I was going home, so I told them the truth.
But you didn't have to go and tell them that I poured beer over you, did you? You were the one not listening to me. All you had to do was say that you were just going home to get something, like any other normal person would.
I didn't think it was a good idea to hide what had happened, Lucia. Besides, if you wanted me to keep it a secret, you should have said so in the beginning. First of all, why do you think I've done something wrong to you? Why do you care that they found out so badly?
Because I didn't think you'd have any idea who my fiancé's relatives were. How did they know what I did? Why did you speak to them? Why are you in contact with them? Do you know how weird and dodgy that is?
That's because I was assigned to give a speech at the wedding. I was supposed to welcome your fiancé to the family and say a few words to you both. He secretly gave me his contact information, then he asked me to give a speech, and I wanted to do that because I care about you.
But I don't understand why he'd go behind my back in the first place. So my fiancé wanted to connect with you for that reason?
Didn't I just say that? Yes, he did. We were in touch with each other about things that he wanted done at the wedding. You know, I really wanted to make your wedding day the happiest day in your life since you've been through so much misery. I put you first in my mind a lot, Lucia.
What the heck? You didn't need to do that at all, especially when I didn't even ask you to do a speech in the first place.
They heard that I raised you since your parents died in that accident. If you think about it, ordinary people would be very grateful to get that sort of help. So with that in mind, I was going to give a speech for you about how I raised you to see if you were thankful for that.
But I didn't know you'd do that, and you still went home even though I didn't know you were going to do that. His family are really annoyed at me. Do you not realize that? Even though I didn't do anything that bad to you.
Well, generally speaking, you did treat me poorly, didn't you?
I also went over and talked to Grandma too. Did you tell her what happened? She's such a weird person. I really don't get her sometimes.
I don't know about that. My mother, I mean your grandma, she's seen how hard I've worked to raise you.
What the heck? I've got no clue what's going on with you people. So now I've just got no one on my side now? Well, isn't that just great?
Well, what about your fiancé? Have you interacted with him at all today? Does he know what happened? I'm sure you've got your own reasons for saying what you said to me, right? I'm sure if you explain it to him properly, he'll understand you, right?
I really don't know about that. I've got no idea about how anyone's mind works anymore. When I talked about it, it felt like I was pouring oil on the sun. I was getting burned left, right, and center from everyone. They got mad at me because I was too immature or I never showed enough appreciation or something. I've heard what Grandma said to me about how I've been treating you.
Well, if you actually listen to her properly, you'll know that she's right about everything. I know that you don't appreciate me at all.
I asked my partner's parents, and they told me that you paid for most of the expenses for the ceremony. Is that true?
Oh, okay. Is that what we're talking about now? I guess it would be strange for someone that doesn't really know you to pay for your wedding ceremony. If I lent you the money and you knew about it, I wouldn't really care since I'd still be in your life, right? But since it's your own wedding and you treated me poorly, how about you pay me back for all the expenses I paid for?
Now wait just a minute. Are you kidding me? That's an impossible thing for me to do right now. I had no idea that you paid for most of the expenses, Aunt Maya. That's not fair at all. I shouldn't have to pay you back anything since I didn't know what you did. Look, you need to get back here. Otherwise, if things continue like this, the wedding will be called off. I can't have that, okay?
Oh yeah? Well, these things happen if you treat some of the only family you have like crap and only use them as a bank account. But I'm sure the situation will sort itself out over there. I guess your partner probably has doubts about marrying you now after what you did to me.
This can't possibly be happening right now. Please, Aunt Maya, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees right now. Please, come back immediately. I'll apologize to you properly when you get here. I didn't mean anything I said. I take it all back. Please, tell his family that you've forgiven me.
You know, Lucia, I think I've spoiled you too much throughout your life. Maybe it's because I felt sorry for you and wanted to do right by you, but you have turned out so horrible. I even helped you out when you were told to pay alimony for having your hands all over a married man. I was so angry, but I helped you out financially with that. It's because I've always helped you along the way, so you've never had to take the consequences of your own actions. I guess you've lost the ability to see what you've done and how you've treated people. I thought you'd know better at your age.
But that was back then. This is now. Hasn't me noticing what I did today was wrong not good enough for you?
Actually, now that I think about it, I never told your fiancé about your past involvement with married men, have I? Actually, no. I'm pretty sure I told someone on his side of the family. Oh, I remember now. I told your fiancé's uncle about your infidelities.
Excuse me, what did you say to them? You've got no right telling anyone anything about my own business. Just wait a minute. You didn't tell them everything, did you? You got no excuse to tell them any of that. Please don't say anything more to them, all right?
Lucia, if you can't accept what you've done and be honest with him, then I guess you're not a suitable person to get married to. Well, I'm certainly not proud of the things you've done. You've been in the wrong so many times, but you've always denied any wrongdoings. You have always been so good at hiding things from people. I finally understand what you're truly like now.
That's enough, Auntie. Come on. Stop being like this, okay? Would you just shut your mouth? I got way too much to deal with right now, and you're only making it worse for me. So just shut up with all the stories you have about me, and just get over here and fix what you've done. I need to get married today. You need to help me out.
Lucia, you're just a little bit selfish. All you've ever thought about is yourself, dear. I intend to distance myself from you until the end of my days. You really are just another stranger to me, and to be honest, I don't need a toxic niece like you in my life. I won't spoil you anymore. You need to experience hell at least once in your life, and I think your time has come. You need to think about what you've done. Once Lucia's fiancé and his family found out how she treated her Auntie Maya and saw Lucia in her true colors, the wedding ceremony was immediately canceled. As for Aunt Maya, she really hit it off with Lucia's fiancé's uncle. Maya is currently in a relationship with the intention to get married to him someday. When it came to Lucia and the wedding, it was canceled and she was cut off from her fiancé's family and her own family as well. She started working part-time to pay for the cancellation of the wedding ceremony that she owed to Maya. She was her niece that she raised like her own daughter, but Lucia treated her very badly in the end. Lucia needs to look at herself in the mirror and ask how she can treat people better so she doesn't end up alone forever. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Helen, what exactly are you trying to do?
Oh, Sarah, is something wrong?
What are you acting so surprised about?
I'm sorry, it's just that this is the first contact I've had from you in 8 years.
Do you really want to know why I'm messaging you now?
Yes, please tell me.
I saw you this morning, relaxing on the sofa and acting like you own the place.
Actually, I just went to do the grocery shopping this morning. I took a short break because I was tired. I don't see what the problem is.
Well, it's been 8 years since I started ignoring you. Maybe you should take a hint and figure out why I had to do so. You really are troublesome.
Did I do something wrong?
You're still asking that after all this time?
Yes, because I honestly don't know.
Shut up. You're such a shameless daughter-in-law. Staying here and living off of us despite being ignored by me for 8 years.
What do you mean by shameless?
You really need me to spell it out?
Yes, because I've been trying to understand for 8 years.
Look, you should understand why I've been ignoring you.
Well, I understand that you dislike me, but...
If you understood, why are you still here?
Because this is my home too.
Obviously I want you out. I've been waiting to see when you'd finally take the hint and leave on your own. But somehow you've managed to stay for 8 years. What kind of nerves do you have?
I take offense at being called shameless. I've been working and keeping up with my housework properly. So I haven't just been freeloading, I've been fulfilling my responsibilities.
You call that fulfilling responsibilities?
Yes, I do all the cleaning, cooking, and work a full-time job.
Ha! What responsibilities, you useless thing?
I don't deserve to be spoken to like that.
Your job isn't anything special, and your housework is nothing extraordinary. There are plenty of women who could replace you. Just get out already.
You can't just decide this on your own. This should be discussed with William, too.
You think my son hasn't discussed this with me?
He hasn't said anything to me about it.
My son agrees that you should leave. See? Now you can leave without worry, right?
I can't trust that.
Why not? Are you calling me a liar?
It's just that William should tell me himself.
He's on my side. The proof is that he never once scolded me for ignoring and mistreating you. He's been silently approving.
True, he never did anything, even when I begged him to talk to you about it.
So, you no longer have a place in this house.
At least until I find a new place to live.
You still don't get it, do you?
Get what?
There's no grace period. I've already changed the locks, so you can't come back. Get out, you worthless daughter-in-law.
You changed the locks when?
While you were at work today.
This can't be legal.
This is our house. We can do what we want.
But I live here too.
Not anymore.
That's horrible.
From now on, it'll just be me and my son living here, so don't you dare come near our house, you nuisance.
What are you planning to do about living expenses?
Why are you asking about that now?
Because it's important.
That's none of your business. Just stay away from us forever.
Mom, do you have a minute? Oh, what's wrong? Can I come over to your place right now? Of course, but what happened? Well, I've been kicked out of the house. What? What happened? I need somewhere to stay tonight. Of course you can stay here. Are you safe? Yes, I'm safe. I'm at a cafe near work right now. Do you need me to pick you up? Who on earth kicked you out of the house? Well, Sarah suddenly told me to get out. Just like that? With no warning? Did you have a fight? No, it's just that things haven't been good with Sarah for a long time. What do you mean by not good? I've been trying to make it work for years. Oh, I see. Yeah, actually, she's been ignoring me for 8 years. 8 years? My God, Helen! I know I should have said something sooner. Why didn't you tell me? I thought I could fix it somehow. All these years? Has this been happening since you got married? No, the first few years were actually wonderful. I'm really sorry. I didn't want to worry you. You silly girl, you shouldn't worry about that. I've already caused you enough trouble as it is. Mom, please don't say that. Oh, but it's true. I wasn't there enough when you were growing up. That's not true. I'm grateful to you, and you're my role model. I actually felt the same way about Sarah at first, but suddenly she just stopped talking to me one day. Do you know what triggered it? I've spent 8 years trying to figure that out. What about William? William apparently feels the same way as Sarah. Has he said that directly to you? No, but he never defended me either. That's terrible. I kept hoping he would stand up for me. A husband should protect his wife. I think it can't be helped. William could never stand up to Sarah. I thought he was a family-oriented, good person at first, but apparently I was never allowed to be part of that family. You don't need them. You've got family right here, Helen. Thanks, Mom. That means a lot. It's awful that they could do something like that. Anyway, come home right away. I'll head over now. I just need to grab some essentials from the drugstore. Do you have enough money with you? Yeah, I'm all right. I have my wallet and some savings. Okay, well, call me if you need anything. Thanks. When I get there, I'd like to discuss what to do next. Of course, tell me anything. Let me be a proper mother for once. You're always going to be my precious family. Forget about them. Mom, you're making me cry in public. Let me know when you're close. I'll make your favorite tea. Sarah, do you have a moment?
What? Are you still planning to hang around us?
That's not my intention. I understand that our family relationship is over. However, there are still things that need to be sorted out.
I told you to stay away.
I will, but first I need answers.
What?
I just can't accept it. Why did you start ignoring me? When I first married William and started living together, you were so kind to me, weren't you?
Ancient history.
You welcomed me so warmly, and I was really happy. But suddenly you became cold towards me.
And?
You used to teach me cooking and take me shopping.
Don't remind me of wasted time.
It's been 8 years now, so I don't remember exactly, but I don't think there was any incident that caused us to fall out. Why did it turn out like this? Please tell me.
You really want to know?
Yes, I need to know.
That's simple. I was planning to be patient until you turned 30.
Patient about what?
About you having children.
Ah.
Don't me like you don't understand.
But why didn't you ever say anything?
I was looking forward to meeting my grandchild who would inherit my precious son's DNA. But you showed no signs of it and just lived here like it was normal for you to leech off of us.
We were trying.
Not hard enough, obviously. You know, I was thinking about kicking you out when you turned 25 and having William remarry someone else. But I thought I'd be patient until you were 30.
You were planning this for years?
Yet you never got pregnant. That's why I started ignoring you.
That's the only reason?
You're garbage who couldn't even fulfill the most basic duty of a wife, having children. How dare you act so high and mighty in my house? Think about how I had to endure for 8 years.
Children? I was ignored and mistreated because I didn't have children?
Of course. Isn't that obvious?
No, it wasn't obvious at all.
How could it not be? Every proper wife knows that their job is to have children.
I did try hard to have children, but it just didn't happen. This was something I had no control over, yet you're saying it's all my fault?
Who else's fault would it be?
It could have been William's issue, too.
Don't you dare suggest anything's wrong with my son. It's the wife's responsibility if she can't have children. Don't put the blame on William.
That's not how biology works.
Don't lecture me about biology.
I understand. If that's how it is, there's nothing more to say.
Finally, you get it.
Our relationship is over. I'll divorce William, too. Take care.
Good riddance.
I hope someday you realize how cruel you've been.
Finally, we're rid of you.
Sarah, could you send my belongings to me?
No way. I don't want to do that. We'll dispose of them here.
But there are things I bought in there.
Like what? Your cheap clothes?
My work documents are there too.
Should have thought of that before leaving.
My personal photos and books.
It's all trash. You and everything you bought are trash to us.
Those things belong to me legally.
Not anymore, they don't. Actually, we wanted you to dispose of it yourself, but we're doing you a favor by disposing of it for you. You should be grateful.
Those are my possessions.
Not in our house, they aren't. And hurry up and send the divorce papers.
Please wait, there are still various things that need to be done.
Like what?
Legal matters, financial arrangements?
Don't try to buy time. We want an immediate divorce.
You can't rush a legal process.
Watch us.
I feel the same way, but there are still some things I've got to do.
Then why are you stalling?
I'm not stalling, I'm trying to do this properly.
There's nothing proper about you. Anyway, we're disposing of all your things, so stop contacting us.
At least let me get my documents.
No, you lost that right.
This could cause problems at my workplace.
Not my problem.
You're being unnecessarily difficult.
And you're being unnecessarily persistent.
Fine.
Is that all?
Yes, I'll let my lawyer handle this.
Good. Never contact us again.
Don't worry, I won't.
Hey you, what is the meaning of this?
What is it? We said that we should have nothing to do with each other anymore.
Don't play dumb with me.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Don't mess with me. We're in serious trouble because of you.
What do you mean?
All the bills are overdue.
And?
The credit card and utility bills haven't been paid, so I told William to pay them. Then he told me you were the one who had been paying everything. Is this true?
Yes, that's right. I was paying all the living expenses.
Why? Why would you do that without telling me?
William knew.
I'm his mother. I should have known.
Initially, we split the costs, but 3 years ago, William was demoted from the sales department.
What? That's impossible. He never said anything.
Did you never ask him about his work?
Of course I did. He said everything was fine.
He was moved to what you might call a dead-end department. He was given hardly any work, transferred to a department that exists just to encourage people to quit.
No, you must be lying.
Check his pay stubs if you don't believe me.
But...
Naturally, his salary was cut by about half. Even then, William said he'd manage somehow, so I promised to cover all the expenses until things improved.
Half? His salary was cut in half?
Yes, I have the records if you need proof.
I can't believe this. You're lying.
No, I'm not, and he never helped me pay the bills after that. The reason being, William started to become comfortable in that department.
What do you mean?
It's a department where he's not given any work, where he just has to sit there.
That's not proper work. He wouldn't be so lazy.
Most people would quit right away, but William seemed to think it was nice to get paid for doing nothing.
My son wouldn't.
He did, for 3 years.
I see.
So his salary stayed low and I kept paying all the living expenses, but from now on, you'll have to pay them yourselves.
How are we supposed to do that?
With my portion of the food expenses gone, I think you should be able to manage with William's earnings, though things will be quite tight.
Wait a minute. So from now on, we'll only have his small salary to live on?
Yes, that's correct.
But...
Why are you acting surprised now? You must have known this when you kicked me out.
But I didn't know you earned that much. I heard you were doing office work.
That's not wrong, but I work in the office of an international trading company, so it's a bit different from regular office work.
Regular office work?
I deal with contracts from overseas companies, and the job requires knowledge of law and Cantonese. That's why I get paid quite well.
What's that? Are you trying to brag?
Not at all, I'm just stating facts.
Well, can William go back to the sales department?
After 3 years, no way.
Why not?
That's unlikely now. More importantly, he doesn't want to.
Then, could you at least pay this month's expenses?
No.
Please, just this month.
Why should I do that?
This happened because you left, right? If you had told me you were paying all the living expenses, we wouldn't have been pushed into this situation.
You kicked me out, remember?
So it's your fault. Send this month's living expenses as compensation.
Why should I? I'm the one who was suddenly kicked out and put in a difficult situation.
If you had come back properly to talk, this wouldn't have happened.
You're the one who changed the locks and made it impossible for me to come back.
Well, even so, you could have contacted us through WhatsApp. It's your fault for not doing that.
After you told me never to contact you again?
That was different.
Right. Then why don't you take it to court or whatever? Tell them you want to force the daughter-in-law you kicked out to pay your living expenses. Though I doubt they'll take you seriously.
Fine then. I'm going to complain to your mother.
Why my mother? She has nothing to do with this.
She raised you to be like this.
Like what exactly?
If you won't pay, it's only natural to make your parent take responsibility.
I don't think my mother will listen to you.
Well, just watch. Linda, I need to talk to you.
Oh, Sarah, isn't it? It's been a while. How have you been?
This isn't a social call. I'm contacting you with a very serious matter.
What's the matter?
There's no time for pleasantries. Listen, we're in huge trouble because of your daughter.
What has this got to do with Helen?
Send us $2,000 for living expenses right away. We can talk after that.
Excuse me?
You heard me. $2,000 now.
Wait a minute. I can't just suddenly agree to something like that. Why should I? And what do you mean because of my daughter?
Listen, your daughter abandoned us and left. That's why we're in trouble. Do you need any more explanation?
But it's strange to say she abandoned you. You kicked her out.
Who told you that lie?
Helen did.
That's all lies. She abandoned us. William's salary was cut. And I'm not working, so she was paying our living expenses.
And?
At first, she was all smiles, saying it was fine and that she would happily pay for everything. But gradually, her attitude became arrogant, and she started treating us like slaves. She expected us to do everything for her.
Helen did that?
We endured it, though. After all, she was paying the living expenses.
So you admit she was supporting you?
But then she abandoned us, saying she was bored. That's not acceptable, is it?
I'm sorry, but I just can't believe my daughter would do something like that. This sounds like a made-up story.
What are you saying? Are you calling me a liar?
Even if that were true, why are you playing the victim when you were dependent on my daughter for living expenses?
We weren't dependent.
If you didn't like it, you could have just earned money and lived on your own.
That's...
Besides, my daughter isn't the type to treat people harshly like that.
How would you know? You weren't even around.
My daughter never knew her father, and she barely lived with me when she was young.
Why?
Because I was stationed overseas for work. She was raised by my parents.
Is that so?
Yes, that's exactly so. I didn't return to the States until she was an adult. Even so, Helen still calls me mother, even though I have no right to act like one.
That doesn't prove anything.
And when she married William, she was so happy to be able to live with you, Sarah. She told me how exciting it was to live with such a wonderful person, and that you were the perfect mother-in-law.
She said that?
I had mixed feelings hearing that she was having so much fun with you as her mother, but I thought if Helen was happy, then that was enough. I could accept that you had taken my place, but it seems I was wrong. To think that she was ignored for 8 years.
No, that's not... You don't understand.
No, I can't believe anything you say anymore. My daughter spent 8 years trying various ways to repair her relationship with you and William.
That's not true.
But you trampled on her feelings. I will never forgive you. Please don't have anything to do with our family ever again.
You can't just...
I can and I will. Goodbye, Sarah.
Please, please pay this month's living expenses.
It seems my mother didn't listen to you.
That's right. The know-it-all wouldn't believe anything I said.
Who do you think she'd trust, her daughter's story or a stranger's?
I'm not a stranger. I'm your mother-in-law.
You were my mother-in-law. The answer was obvious if only you had actually thought before you reached out to my mother.
Shut up. Anyway, you're going to pay this month's living expenses.
I already said I won't. If anything, you're the one who needs to pay me something.
Huh, what's that?
Compensation for the divorce?
Compensation? What do you mean?
You really don't understand?
Stop being cryptic and explain.
Well, the cause of our divorce was you kicking me out of the house. If you hadn't changed the locks and locked me out, we wouldn't be getting divorced.
That's ridiculous.
It's actually quite straightforward.
Wait a minute. Even if that's true, since you're getting divorced, shouldn't William be the one you're dealing with? Why me?
Think about it carefully.
What's there to think about?
Because you're the cause. You ignoring me, kicking me out, trying to force a divorce, you're the root cause of everything.
That's absurd.
In cases like this, you can claim compensation from the third party who caused it.
You're making this up.
My lawyer disagrees.
What lawyer?
I'll be sending you a formal notice, so please make sure to pay.
You can't be serious.
This is all because of what you did. You're an adult, so take responsibility.
How much?
The lawyer will provide the details.
Well, I have nothing to pay you with.
Well, I have nothing more to say to you, so please don't contact me again.
Wait! Fine. I'll pay whatever compensation you want. It's a small price to pay to cut ties with you.
Good.
Then William can remarry another woman, and we'll build a happy family. You're the one who better not contact us later.
Trust me, that won't be a problem.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't contact you even if it meant the end of the world. I am completely done dealing with you people.
Good. We're done with you too.
Perfect. Then this is goodbye.
Yes, goodbye forever.
Just remember to pay the compensation when you receive the notice.
Whatever. Just go. Helen, it's been a while. It's Sarah. Do you remember me?
What? What are you trying to do? We agreed not to have anything to do with each other anymore.
Please, don't ignore this message.
What do you want?
No, it's been a year, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
I finally realized that I need you.
What?
Things haven't been the same since you left.
Of course they haven't. You have to pay your own bills now.
It's not about the money.
Then what is it about?
After living separately for a year, I finally realized how important you are. Please, won't you come live with us again, the three of us?
Wasn't William supposed to remarry?
That didn't work out.
Oh, what happened to all those women who could replace me?
No, you're the only one suitable for William. No, you're the only one for him. William seems to have realized that too.
I guess no one wanted a middle-aged man with a low salary.
That's not fair.
Isn't it?
No, that's not true. He's working hard now. He quit that company and now has a proper job.
Really? Where?
Well, he's looking. And I'm working part-time to pay the compensation.
I see. Please continue with that.
Please, won't you live with us again?
After everything that happened?
We can start fresh.
You're just trying to leech off me because you're struggling financially. I won't fall for that.
No, that's not true. I really realized how important you are.
Even if that's true, it's too late.
Then can I come see you? Let's talk in person.
No need for that.
Why not?
Do you even know where I am?
I don't know where you live, but I know your company. Even if you refuse to see me, I'll stand in front of your company and wait until you talk to me. I'm free to do that, right?
No, that would be quite troublesome, so please don't.
Then let's talk. The three of us. You, me, and William. As a family.
I'm not family. Besides, you wouldn't be able to see me at the company.
Why? Did you change jobs?
No, I'm living in Hong Kong now.
Hong Kong?
Yes, right after the divorce, I was transferred to the Hong Kong office.
You never mentioned this possibility.
They'd been asking me to transfer for a while, but I kept refusing because I had to take care of you both. But I'd always admired my mother and wanted to work abroad, so I took this opportunity after the divorce.
But when will you return?
I occasionally visit my family home, but I'll be living here for the foreseeable future.
Living alone in a foreign country must be hard. Wouldn't it be much more comfortable to live here with us?
Don't worry, I'm not alone.
What? What do you mean?
I remarried a man I met here, and I'm pregnant with his child.
That's impossible. You could never get pregnant before.
Well, these things happen when they happen. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be with William.
You must be lying, just to spite me.
So I won't be returning there, and getting back together with William is absolutely out of the question. I'm building a happy family here.
This can't be.
But I'm really fortunate to have gotten pregnant at this timing.
What do you mean?
Because I absolutely wouldn't want to have William's child. I'm so happy to be having a baby with my current husband. I don't have any qualms about having a baby with his kind and carrying DNA. Unlike the kind of DNA I would have gotten from William.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, it's the truth.
You've changed.
No, I've just stopped trying to please everyone else. Anyway, this is really the last time. We're very happy here, so please don't contact us ever again.
You'll regret this.
No, Sarah, the only thing I regret is not leaving sooner. Hey, Mom, do you have a minute? Oh, what's wrong? Sarah just contacted me. What? No way. Yes, for some reason she was asking me to get back together with William. After everything she did? She said she realized how important I was. Wow, I can't believe it. She even threatened to wait outside my office. She what? Don't worry, I told her I'm in Hong Kong. How did she take that news? Not well, especially when I told her about the baby. I bet she was shocked. I know, I can't believe I lived with those people for so long. Did she apologize at least? No, just tried to convince me to come back. Right. I regret not relying on you sooner. I wasted 8 years with them. Well, don't think of it as wasted. You learned and grew stronger. That's true, and I found real happiness. Yes, but I want you to rely on me more. I will from now on. Promise? Yes, I promise. So from now on, I'm going to lean on my family more and take better care of myself. Yes, absolutely do that. Your happiness is everyone's happiness. Mom, the baby's kicking right now. It's like they're agreeing. Really? Oh, I can't wait to feel it too. Thank you, Mom, for everything. I can't wait for you to hold your grandchild. I'm really looking forward to it. When is your next checkup? Next week, I'll send you the ultrasound pictures. Oh, please do. I want to see my grandchild. After that, Sarah is still working part-time to support their household. By the way, William hadn't quit his job as he claimed. He was fired. He hasn't been able to find new work since then and now works as a night security guard. The night shift lifestyle was too hard for William at his age, and he quickly developed health problems. He's still trying to find a new job while going to medical appointments. However, no company seems interested in hiring a man over 40. So it looks like he'll have to continue with his current job. They both apparently head to work each day with looks of despair on their faces. As for me, I'm living in Hong Kong with my loving husband. I successfully gave birth to our beautiful baby. My husband is an engineer who works from home, so he actively helps with childcare, which is a huge help. At this rate, I should be able to return to work soon. When my mother held the baby, I'd never seen her look so happy. It really made me realize how significant grandchildren are. The irony isn't lost on me. Sarah's obsession with grandchildren ultimately cost her the chance to ever have one, while my mother, who never pressured me, now has a grandchild to love. Sometimes I think about my life in the States, but those thoughts are quickly replaced by the sound of my baby's laughter and my husband's warm smile. I finally understand what real family means. It's not about obligation or pressure, but about love and support. I heard from old colleagues that Sarah will still occasionally ask about me, but I've moved on completely. My new life in Hong Kong, with a family that truly loves and supports me, is all I need. Sometimes the best endings come from the courage to start over.
Hey, Sophia. Your health seems to have improved a lot recently. So why not just end your marriage and get a divorce? You used to be so incredibly frail and constantly in and out of the hospital because of your poor health. You probably couldn't have lived independently without my brother's constant help and support. But now it's unnecessary. It's about time you seriously consider the idea of living on your own, don't you think?
You want me to divorce your brother? Do you really mean that, Kaylee? I always knew that you never really liked me much, but I didn't realize that you wanted me to take such a drastic step, like getting a divorce with Noah. I'm glad to say that it's true I'm not nearly as sick as I used to be. I feel much less pain now. But Kaylee, you don't understand that that's only because I learned how to take better care of myself. I'm finally receiving effective treatment. I still have to be careful with my health, taking it easy to avoid any complications, you know.
So, are you really planning to continue leeching off my brother forever?
What? Are you serious right now? You're saying I leech off my husband? You're jumping to conclusions here.
Well, that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it? You're taking advantage of him. My brother used to steal so many girls' hearts. You know him. He was always out and about with them. But ever since he married you, he stopped going out and enjoying himself like he used to because of your constant illness. It's like he's completely lost the spark that made him so lively and fun, you know? I honestly feel really sorry for him, having to give up so much of his happiness because of your condition. Besides, not only does he have to work tirelessly to support the entire family, but he also has to care for you. He's always so incredibly busy, and it's clear that the stress is taking a toll on him. He looks exhausted. It's almost like you've put a curse on him. You're like the Grim Reaper, draining all of his life away.
Why are you saying such hurtful things to me out of nowhere? I'm working too, you know. Just because I'm at home doesn't mean I'm not doing anything every day. I'm making money in my own way.
Oh, really? How would I know if you're actually working in there? You're constantly in your room, so you could just be laying around and wasting time. You're not doing anything worthwhile anyway, right? I mean, why would you when you can use Noah for his income? Jobs where you can work from home barely bring in any real money, you know. I looked into it myself, and none of those seem to pay well at all. I guarantee you they pay way less than my current job.
If you're butting into my life and saying that with so much confidence, maybe you should consider making some real changes to yours. I wanted to ask you, when exactly are you planning to move out and live on your own, Kaylee? It's been years since you've been out of school.
This is so irrelevant. Whether I choose to move out or not is none of your business. Why are you talking about this all of a sudden?
Well, I thought you'd move out once you got married, but it seems like you're still here, single as always. Kaylee, you don't even seem to be looking for a boyfriend. You just stay at home most of the time, only going out occasionally for that small part-time job of yours. Is that the kind of lifestyle really okay for you? Just existing without any meaningful plans and ambitions? I mean, you're getting nowhere.
What? I can't believe you're saying this to me. Besides, you're the absolute last person I want to hear that from. I should be the one telling that to you. You're the one who can't live on their own, constantly leeching off my brother and relying on him for everything. You're nothing but a burden who's barely being kept alive by him.
Even if you say that, it doesn't change the fact that your situation isn't much better than mine. In fact, I think it's worse. It's been a really long time since you started living in this house, right, Kaylee? Aren't you tired of this house? I mean, you're old enough to get married and move out by now, yet you're clinging on to this place.
I started living here for the sake of our parents. They needed someone to rely on, and I couldn't just leave them alone. Besides, my brother was always out chasing after women and wouldn't support them. Our poor parents having to live with my unreliable brother and his burden of a wife. It's just too sad to bear seeing them struggle because of you two. They deserve better than this, and I'm here to help them. And besides, I'm not stupid like you. I wouldn't make the same mistakes you did, marrying a scumbag like my brother who's been with countless women in the past. If I ever decide to marry, it'll be to an amazing guy, someone who is truly worth committing my life to. Although, I must admit, it's been really hard to find someone like that.
Yeah, I would guess that's the case. Hold on. You aren't making any sense. You talk about how I'm a bad fit for your brother, about how he can do so much better than me. But deep down, you don't want to marry someone like him personally. So do you admire his past behavior or despise it? It's a bit contradictory, isn't it? I don't really get it. Your logic doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, I don't care at all if you don't understand me. Your opinions don't bother me in the slightest.
Honestly, I need to be real with you. I shouldn't be saying this because I'm the sick one here, but the way you've been living your life is seriously unhealthy. Just look at yourself. You look completely different. Since you came back here to start living in this house, how much weight have you gained? You barely do any housework, and you have a job but rarely go to work. You just spend most of your time eating and lounging around. You're always lying on the couch, watching TV for hours on end without doing anything productive. I'd guess you've gained about 30 pounds, right? The changes in your appearance are pretty noticeable. I really think you should consider exercising a bit more and eating a bit healthier.
Sophia, you're so awful. Who do you think you are? How dare you talk to me as if you're so much better than me? I'm living my life to please myself, not people like you. I don't care if I don't meet your standards or anyone else's, so mind your own business and leave me alone. Besides, you're certainly not in any position to say anything to me about how I live my life.
No, you've gone too far. Living so lazily without covering rent or your share of the living expenses is really irresponsible.
Don't mess with me. You're just trying to trick me into paying you, but that won't work. I know your secret.
My secret? What are you even talking about?
I heard that you're only paying $300 for rent every month. It's true, right?
What?
How can you act so high and mighty when you're only contributing $300 a month for rent? You better not get cocky with me, because you're the one who's been leeching off my family for all this time. I can easily cover that amount by myself, so you need to get out. There's no place for you here anymore, and it's time for you to leave.
What? Are you saying I can finally get out of here? Kaylee, do you really mean that? You're not just saying this to mess with me, right?
Of course not. There's no doubt about it. I don't want you here anymore. You better get out by the end of the day. Pack your things and leave already.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Sophia, I got a call from Mom and Dad earlier today, and they had some sudden news to share with me. They didn't expect you to leave, too. Your departure took them by surprise because I did the same thing a while ago. They said you should come back soon and get in touch with them. It's funny how they're reaching out to you the moment you leave. I'm starting to feel like it was really stupid to help them all this time, given how things turned out.
Yeah, I figured they would react that way. It's typical of them to be concerned only after they're bothered by something. You're not planning to send them any more money, right?
Nope, I won't send them anything anymore. They always make everything about my sister whenever she's around. It's like we don't even exist in those moments. They're normal when she's not around, though. It's only when she's close by that they start acting differently. You saw it too, right, Sophia? The moment she came back, their entire focus shifted to her and we were sidelined. It's fine that she's living comfortably, but it's unfair that they dump all the burden on us to make that happen.
It's not just me, but especially for you, Noah. As the older brother, you have to bear the burden most of the time without any thanks. And our in-laws always want to look good in front of Kaylee. That's why they just take credit for everything, while we're left with the real work. I knew it was always like that with you, but seeing it firsthand, it showed how unfair the situation really is. It was really unpleasant for me, and I know it was for you too.
That's why I used to go out with any woman I could find, desperately trying to fill that hole in my heart. My parents never cared for me as much as they did for her, and it was a painful realization. But even that never really filled the emptiness. No matter how many relationships I had, it never truly satisfied me. Then I met you, and things finally started to change. You were different from everyone else I'd known before.
Well, I guess that makes me your savior then.
Yeah, but you should know that I'm not joking when I say that's really how I feel. You brought something into my life that was missing. It's like I finally got what I was looking for. Something genuine and real that I couldn't find elsewhere. Sophia, you're so warm and accepting. You make me feel like I'm okay just the way I am without needing to change. You even accept my flaws and things I've always been ashamed of. I think it has something to do with how you've been weak with your illness and had tough times too. You were able to be kind to me when I was worn out, and that makes me feel truly understood.
Yeah, I guess so. It wasn't easy, but maybe going through my own struggles helped me connect with you better. I also struggled with my family. My parents always wanted a boy, so they were excited when my little brother was born. They put all their time and energy into raising my brother and barely looked in my direction. I guess it didn't help them that my medical treatment was so expensive. It's like I was more of a burden than a joy to them. It was my own fault for being born weak with this sickness, but their coldness was weighing on me. It's no wonder why they spoiled him for years, and for that, I was often left feeling neglected. On the other hand, you fulfilled your role as the older brother in the family, despite the unfairness you faced. And I saw how you were trying to fill that void in your life. I saw how much you were struggling by being treated so terribly by your family. I wanted to care for you, not like how a sister cares for her little brother. Instead, I had a deep need to not feel alone. When I'm with you, it helps me to not feel so lonely. We lean on each other during difficult times, and I'm grateful.
I guess we both needed each other. It's funny how we ended up being each other's support so effortlessly.
Speaking of which, do you not regret your decision? I mean, was it really okay to make such a big decision? To leave your home and your family behind like that without hesitation?
My family now is you, Sophia. You're the most important person to me, and that's all that matters in my life. I've done more than enough for my parents and Kaylee over the years, given them everything I could, but now I've seen how careless they are towards you. I don't see any reason to do anything more for people who don't really care about you, Sophia.
I understand.
And honestly, when I saw the messages from Kaylee that you showed me, I couldn't believe what I was reading. It's obvious that she's the one taking advantage of their money, but she never admitted it. And then they had the audacity to try and make me pay for her study abroad fees, like it was my responsibility. I was honestly just disgusted by the whole situation.
Yeah, I get that. I've had similar feelings seeing how things have played out over the years with her. I've always wondered how things could be so one-sided. Even though she made us do most of the chores and responsibilities, she'd always complain and tease me about how sick I was. It made me really mad, seeing her manipulate everyone like that while we had to pick up the slack. Finally, leaving that house is a huge relief for me. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Plus, your illness was at its peak a long time ago. You've been doing fine for years since then. You can't overdo it, of course, but you're living normally now. Honestly, looking at her flabby body, it's clear she's the one who's actually unhealthy, not you. It's ironic how things turned out, given all her previous complaints about you being the unfit one.
Yeah, I recently told her she should exercise too. She needs to take better care of herself.
That was what set her off, right? She got so angry because it's the truth. She really needs to start moving more. What's crazier is she actually thinks that you've been paying only $300 for rent. Merely a few $100 for that huge condominium. It's ridiculous. It made me realize she's gone through life without learning anything, just being coddled by mom and dad.
Yeah, it was really laughable. The way she's been living, expecting everything to be handed to her without effort. Anyway, it won't be long before she comes crawling back, I'm guessing. She should realize the truth anytime soon. Where are you, sis? I've been looking everywhere for you. Come back. I need you here immediately. This is really important. Did you just say sis? You mean me? I never thought you'd refer to me as your sis. Who else would I be talking about? Of course I'm talking about you. You're my only sister-in-law. You never called me sis before. Why are you calling me that right now, after all these years? Shut up! At least I'm kind enough to call you that, even if I'm a bit late. Stop making a big deal about it. Just come back already. I seriously need you to return as soon as possible. Oh, there's no way I'm coming back. I've made up my mind, and I'm not going to change it for anything. Why are you so panicked? You're acting like something terrible has happened. You know exactly why. Don't pretend like you don't understand what's going on here. You've been paying rent, and you've never told me how much it actually cost. $3,000 a month. Can you believe it? You've been paying that this whole time? It's way more than I ever imagined. I thought it was only $300. Why did you trick me into thinking that? Of course you didn't know. Why would you? You never paid rent in your life, or any other expenses for that matter. You weren't even planning on paying anything in the future. You're absolutely clueless when it comes to responsibility. But yes, as you said, we've been paying $3,000 for rent every month. Not $300 like you were thinking. Not at all. What the heck? Why is it so expensive? I can't believe it costs that much. How could you ever think it wouldn't be that much? Did you really believe it would be so cheap to live here? You sound crazy right now. Your ignorance tells me you've never had to deal with these responsibilities firsthand. You've been living off your parents' help this whole time, relying on them for everything without understanding the real cost. Well, let me just explain. First of all, I obviously didn't think it would only be $300 a month. I just believed it because I assumed our parents were covering most of the expenses. Plus, I thought Noah would have been paying his share too, so it wasn't hard to believe. And that's why I thought you were only paying a small portion of $300 for rent every month. I see. Well, you were seriously mistaken. And honestly, you probably didn't even think about much of it, did you? That's why this all happened. And now you're shocked by the new bills. So much that you want us to come back. But it's not our problem anymore. You have to understand, There's no way I can pay that kind of money. Ugh, you really are an awful person. Don't you see how evil you are? You knew I couldn't afford this, and you still left me here without a second thought. You did this deliberately. You couldn't even let me know you were leaving me. You just ran away.
Exactly. I did that on purpose. Honestly, I've been holding on to a lot of resentment. There's been so much pent-up frustration and anger that I didn't show you. But I thought of how Noah handled things the same way, so I accepted the situation, even though it wasn't fair at all. Besides, your parents were normal before you came back, treating us with respect, so I didn't mind too much. I decided to just let it be. But ever since you returned, everything began to revolve around you. Even though our expenses went up with another mouth to feed, you weren't covering any cost. Besides, your parents did nothing when I brought it up to them that you should be responsible for your own expenses. And when I told you about it, you pretended not to hear me whenever I mentioned it. You had the nerve to avoid any discussion of you taking responsibility. Looking at how immature and undisciplined you are, I've honestly wanted to leave for a long time.
Whatever. Listen, there's no way I can pay this kind of rent. The amount is simply too much for me to handle alone. Please, I need you to come back and pay the rent again. I'll even help with some of the living expenses if that's what it takes. So just come back. Let's go back to how things were.
Are you serious? I can't believe this. When are you going to stop being so entitled with me? Besides, why are you expecting me to still take care of you? Especially when you've been disrespecting me by making me do everything for you. I've endured it all thinking it was for Noah, but now I see that it's not worth the sacrifice anymore. Before this, I never left the house even though I wanted to, because I felt bad about abandoning you. But when you told me to leave at last, I felt liberated for the first time. This was my chance to get away from you, and I took it. I won't have anything to do with you ever again. This is the end for us, and I'm done with all of it.
You've got to listen to me. Another reason I thought you were paying a few $100 for rent is because you're always in your room. Except when you were doing chores, of course. Obviously, I think that you weren't making enough money to cover such expensive rent. I know both my brother and you have jobs, but I never imagined that you could actually pay off $3,000 every month.
Yes, I'll admit that I'm a shut-in, but that doesn't mean I'm not capable of handling my financial obligations. Don't you know? I barely leave my room, but I'm also a workaholic. I've been working tirelessly behind the scenes, even if it wasn't obvious to you.
What? How would you work so hard when you were in your room all the time?
I can't do physical labor because my body isn't that strong from my illness. It's gotten better, but I'm still pretty fragile. So I found other ways to work. Jobs that won't take a toll on my health. I've always been good at using my intellect to work, and I'm doing exactly that to make a living. Believe it or not, I'm actually a pretty popular blogger. My writing has gained quite a following, which brings in income. I make a decent amount, probably more than your average office worker. It's surprising, but blogging can be profitable.
Really? I had no idea you were doing so well for yourself. Wait, so you're making money from writing and publishing your diary? That seems too simple to be true. How does that even work?
No way. You've got it all wrong. That isn't what I do for a living at all. Do you seriously think writing a diary would make you decent money? Gosh, you're more naive than I thought. How little do you have to know about the real world to assume that? I can see you barely know anything about it. I wouldn't be able to profit off a diary at all. Only famous celebrities could make bank from that, and I'm far from being one.
Ugh, are you doing something shady? It's hard to believe you're earning so much without breaking the law.
That's a funny thought. You really are clueless, aren't you? My job is none of your business, so I'm not explaining it from scratch to you. But I will say that while you were lazily binge-watching shows for hours a day, all whilst lying around and munching on potato chips, I was working my brain to the fullest and earning money. Much more than you'd ever make. While you were wasting time to live a comfortable life, I was disciplining myself so my serious effort would pay off.
That's such a mean way to put it. That reminds me, about my study abroad plans. Weren't my parents supposed to cover the cost? I assumed everything was taken care of.
Oh, right. I almost forgot to tell you. You wanted to study abroad to gain some so-called skills, right? That was your big plan, to improve yourself and your future prospects? Well, your parents weren't well off enough to be able to afford the expenses, so they made us cover them. Noah and I agreed to pay this because we wanted you away from us, even if it was temporary. We thought it would be great if you disappeared somewhere, giving us some peace, but that's changed now with our departure. Since we're leaving, it's an unnecessary expense now. There's no point in paying for something that won't benefit us. So we canceled the plan to pay for your study abroad. You'll have to pay for it on your own if you really want to go. Say goodbye to your study trip in France. More like a free vacation.
That's so cruel! How could you be so heartless? I can't believe you were only going to pay for it to get rid of me.
Well, Kaylee, you were planning to come back after 6 months, expecting to be a completely different person with new skills, correct? If I remember correctly, you wanted to learn French in only half a year. Then, you thought you would finally become a competent businesswoman. You thought this would be all it takes to win you success and respect in society, remember? You might have thought this was ambitious, but we saw how ridiculous it was from the start. Why do you think we would support you on such an unrealistic goal? And yet, we thought that this experience would have been valuable for you in a different way. We wanted you to come back from France and be a bit more mature and responsible. You know, less of a burden to us. If you came back with some knowledge of the world around you, then maybe it'd be worth the effort and money. If it helped you grow in those ways, it seemed like a worthwhile investment at the time. But now that you're leaving, there's no need to spend that much. It's just not necessary anymore given the circumstances.
No way. Don't you know how much I was looking forward to it? It's something I'd been dreaming about, and now it's ruined. Without being able to study in France, I don't know what I'll do anymore. I have no reason to live. It was the one thing giving me hope and motivation, and now it's gone.
Gosh, quit sulking already. Just get a job and earn your own money. You've been spoiled enough your whole life, always getting what you want without having to work hard for it. It's time to take responsibility for your own life. Besides, you've had more than enough time to study if you wanted to. There's no excuse for not taking action earlier. You never even showed any interest in learning French before, so why do you think studying abroad will suddenly change that? You seriously think you'll magically become fluent by studying abroad for half a year? And for some reason, become successful just because you're bilingual? That's a fantasy and it won't work. You need a more realistic approach to achieving your goals. You'd be better off getting a job and realizing how incompetent you are by facing the real world and its challenges. That would be much more beneficial for you. It's time you learned what it takes to succeed without relying on others.
But Sophia, my parents were always so kind and lenient with me. They never pushed me to do anything challenging. I've been spoiled and I don't really have any skills, just coasting through life without much abilities. Even with my part-time job, I don't make much. I can't support myself or build a future on that income alone. That's why I thought gaining new skills would help. I hoped studying abroad would give me the skills I lack.
I can't believe it. Your way of thinking is too naive. You need to wake up and see the reality of your situation. If you really want to study abroad, then work hard and earn the money yourself. Thinking you can just go abroad with other people's money and magically improve won't help you at all. That's how it's been all along. You've always lived off of others' money, never taking responsibility for yourself. That's exactly why you're so useless now. You've never learned to fend for yourself, and it shows in every aspect. Your flabby body is proof of that, isn't it? It's a clear sign that you've let yourself go, both physically and mentally.
You should have just shut up and listened to what I had to say. Don't make fun of me like this. Just come back and pay the money. That's all I'm asking of you.
You don't have any say in the situation. No matter how much you command me, or how angry you get, you're nothing but a sore loser. If you think bossing people around will make you people do what you want at your age, you're sadly mistaken. That's the reason your life turned out this way. Your attitude is terrible and you need to fix it. If you don't have money, eat less and work harder, you pig. Quit whining and discipline yourself already.
What did you just say? Don't you dare speak to me like that. Unlike you, I'm healthy. You're the one who's so frail that you can't even go outside. You've been insulting my body this whole time. You're beyond cruel.
You're right. I'm insulting you. I'm not going to pretend to be nice to you any longer.
But hey, you just said you were healthy, right? Then I bet you're fit enough to work more and make money on your own. If you can't pay for that house, then you don't deserve to live there. It's not fit for you. Move to a place that suits you and live within your means. You need to know your place. Fine. I'll do as you say. Just give me your money already. That'll settle things once and for all. I feel sorry for going too far, so please, don't be mad at me anymore. Whatever. You're not listening to me. Anyway, I just remembered something important. Didn't you insult my husband the other day? You said you wouldn't want to be with a guy like him who's a womanizer. First of all, he's changed for the better. He's incredibly loyal. Most importantly, thanks to his past of exploring his options, he has no interest in engaging with women other than me now. He knows what that lifestyle is like, and he doesn't want it anymore. He's now fully dedicated to his career and to me. But with your personality and looks, let's just say you're not exactly appealing to anyone. I guarantee that even a playboy who's desperate for anybody wouldn't come near you. Look around you. You have nobody to depend on. So live your lonely life and realize how useless you are, you pathetic loser. My in-laws were always a couple of pushovers, but after this whole ordeal, their situation drastically changed. With nobody to pay their rent, they had to sell the house they were living in and move into a shabby apartment. They had to begin living a drastically different life. Apparently, they were quite furious with Kaylee's thoughtless behavior because of this. At last, they realized how lazy and arrogant Kaylee really was. So, her parents decided it was time to teach her a lesson. They weren't in the mood to pamper her any longer. They forced her to work in an exploitative factory and even live there as well, far removed from her former comforts. As for me and my husband Noah, we were finally free from the toxic grip of his parents. We could finally focus on living a peaceful life together without the constant stress from his family. In the end, I'm honestly grateful for Kaylee's foolish words of telling me to move out of the house. They gave us the freedom we desperately needed.